I've really been lucky enough over the last few weeks to get on some of the best fishing that the Chesapeake Bay has to offer when it comes to striped bass. If you don't know about the Lower Potomac fishery that goes on every single, winter time, late fall time, then you're really missing out. I got out with Captain Dre here in this video and a few different other, captains and on my own boat to go out and do some fishing and just had a blast. And the fish I'm fighting right now is a 24-inch fish that was just absolutely a football. So when I got it back to the house, I decided I wanted to open it up. So you can see when it's coming up here on this no live bait needed jig head and soft plastic, it just is a tank. I was really excited to get this one home, fillet it up, and go ahead and see what it was eating. I've done some other videos like this, and I will walk you through the way I fillet a rockfish, just in case you haven't seen that one. But I always like using a fillet knife to start with, or even my serrated knife, and I'm cutting that angle back towards the head of the fish, and it's just behind that pectoral fin. And now I think what a lot of people do and where they make a mistake filleting a fish is instead of taking their time, they just try to run that knife basically over the rib cage or through the rib cage and over the spine, and it really makes a big mess. And if you can see what I'm doing here with my knife is I'm actually just using the tip of it, and I'm just kind of following along the rib cage at the top there and then down to the backbone, and that's making sure I get the most meat possible. And you can tell with my free hand what I'm doing is actually peeling that fillet back away from the rib cage. So I'm going to keep peeling it back there, and you're going to see I'm going to end up with a nice size fillet there. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip this fish over and do the same thing to the other side. But really the suspense was killing me because what I really wanted to know was what this fish is eating. I had a good idea because there was so much bait all around the boat the whole day we're fishing, most of it being larger bait fish, or they're actually younger. Most of it being menhaden, which were ranging in that 4-inch range. So you can just see how fat this fish was, and I was really curious to see what it was eating. So I went ahead and finished up this other side of the fillet. I don't know what it is, but there's always one side of the fish that's harder for me to fillet. I think it's something about being right-handed, and this is, I guess, the left-hand side of the fish, if that makes sense. But it's still, with a good sharp knife and taking your time, you can still get 2 nice fillets out of it. So as I start to finish removing this fillet from that rib up there and just taking my time to make sure I don't leave much, if any, meat on the fish itself, I'm really getting excited about showing you what's inside this fish's stomach. I really think it's going to be surprising, not just what's in there, but how much of that thing is in there as well. So go ahead here. I'm going to move it towards you, and I cut open the stomach and check it out. If you look down the bottom left, that's already 1 menhaden that's partially digested. So there's 2 menhaden, 3 menhaden, and this was a 24-inch fish. So you can imagine how fat this thing was. One coming out, and that's going to be our 4th menhaden right there. And I thought that was going to be it, and I kind of thought, nope, that's all we got in there. Nope, but there's more. There's going to be more menhaden coming out. And in all, we have 5, 6, and believe it or not, a 7th. So if you think that these fish, this is a 24-inch fish, these fish are gorging themselves, getting ready for, the winter hibernation or just kind of slumber that they're going to go in the deeper water in the Chesapeake. So they're just gorging themselves on these fish. And if you can get a bait that has a similar profile or a similar color to the ones that you're seeing right there, albeit a little digested, you are going to absolutely match the hatch and kill it. So make sure the next time you go out for striped bass, you're really understanding what they're eating so you can increase your catch rate. And check that fish's stomach if you decide to take one home so you can really, really drill down on what they're eating and become a better fisherman. Hope to see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.